All right, so I wanted to do a video about active recall and how it has to do with language acquisition. So, when you get information, whether it's about someone's name, uh, uh, anything you're trying to remember, you're gonna get that information. It's gonna come into you. So someone says, "Hey, I'm Susie," and you meet them. You're in the coffee shop, and they're behind you in line, and whatever. You spark up a conversation, and you guys get each other's names. It's very likely that if you don't recall that information where before you leave or she leaves, said, "Hey, Susie, it was nice to meet you today." It's a very high chance that you're going to forget that information because it's going in, but you're actually not creating a neural pathway that's going to register in your long-term memory. So what Andrew Huberman, he's a neuroscientist, he talks about when you get information, you want to do something with it. So if you're learning a language and you're listening to maybe an audio lesson, and it's teaching you to say quiero comer algo, and which means I want to eat something. You want to, at least in your mind or even saying it out loud, you want to say quiero comer algo. So you want to do something with that information, even if it's just in your mind. You want to take that information in and not just passively review it. If you're just passively looking at information, it's not going to go in as deep into your memory and be able to be recalled later. So what you want to do is take your information and use it. Use it as quickly as you can. Apps like Pimsleur and like I had mentioned in the other video with Synergy Spanish, they do that type of thing where you're hearing it in English. You had already learned the word, but you're learning it, and then you're doing something with that information. So if someone says, "I want to eat something," and you need to translate that into Spanish, you're going to go quiero comer algo. And so you're taking that information, your brain is having to think and output, and it's in that moment that ooh, I have to figure this out and say it, is where the learning happens, where the actual information gets embedded into your mind. So if you are studying, don't just passively read the information. If you're trying to learn vocab, do it more as a quiz. If you quiz yourself with the information, it's going to go deeper into it. So do like cover your, if you see the word querer or estudiar, whatever it is, whatever's the words that you're trying to learn, maybe you have it on one side in English, and then you cover the Spanish part and say that word in Spanish. So if it's to study, you have that out there, and you estudiar, and you got all the words, and you're covering the other side, because then your brain's going to have to figure it out. You're not just passively looking at it, like looking at quiero, I want, to study, estudiar. You want your brain to engage, and that's why they say immersion is the best, and speaking with people is because you're taking that information and you're like, your neurons are firing, you're having to figure it out. It's hard, it's tough, but that's when you're doing the learning. So yeah, take that, and so bring that into your everyday language acquisition. Know that if you're reading something, do something with it. If you see a new word you don't know, use it right away. All right, that's my tip for the day. Thanks.